If you've been wanting to start your own online business, then stick around because today I'm going to show you how to build an online business step by step. All of the steps that you need to build your own successful, lead generating, sales making online business. All right, so this is actually part of a 10-part series. Today we're going to cover the whole entire system, and then every day following this day for the next 9 days, we're going to dive deep into each of these areas so that you're going to have all the tools, all the knowledge that you need to start your own online business and be successful. So I'm really excited to share this with you today. Hi, I'm Amanda Vander Gulik, and I help entrepreneurs like yourself build successful online businesses that generate passive income from your passions or interests or your special talents. And I also help parents raise money smart kids. So welcome to my channel. It's wonderful to meet you. And if you're not new here, you're coming back, then welcome back. Let's get started. So today we're going to focus on how to build an online business from scratch. Now let's start by just discussing a few of the issues that you may have had come up for you. Maybe you want to start an online business, but you've got no idea what niche your business should be in. So a niche is your topic area of your business. So let's say golfing or painting or baking, that is your niche. And maybe you don't have any idea what kind of a product or a service you want to sell. So we're going to dive deep into some of those ideas today. And also, when you find a niche or a product, maybe you don't feel comfortable actually selling. So how do you sell these things to people so that you can make money for your online business? And also, you may not know how to build a website, because you're going to need a website if you have an online business. So don't worry, we're gonna talk about that today as well. Maybe you're not even sure how to start building your own email list or why that's even important. Or you have no clue how to actually generate traffic to your website once you've built it, and you don't want to waste a ton of money on ads and a ton of time on ads, especially now that it's getting harder and harder to create effective ads that don't cost a fortune. So we're going to talk about that today as well. Maybe you have no idea how to create passive income. So that you're not going to end up working 60 plus hours a week just to run your business and having your business actually run you instead of you running your business. Don't worry, we're going to talk about this as well today. And how on earth do you promote your business? What are the best strategies for promoting your business without paying for ads? So we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to also cover what is a lead magnet? How do you what is it? So we'll dive into that in a moment. And I'd also really like to know what your biggest challenge is with starting an online business. So what I'd like you to do is in the comments below, write out what is your biggest challenge that has either stopped you from starting your own online business or has stopped you from growing your online business. I read all of the comments and I will see where I can help you. Okay, so let's dive in. Now that we know the problems, let's look at the solutions. First of all, we want to figure out what niche your online business should be in. And we're going to use a couple of tools that I'm going to walk through with you today. We're going to use Google and YouTube because they're a great place to get started researching your niche, to see what people are actually wanting, what they're actually looking for. And we want to make sure that you actually have a sincere interest in your niche, because you need to be able to talk about this topic for hours on end. This is going to be your online business and your main focus for years to come. So you need to be passionate about it or have an interest or a special talent in this area. And then we'll dive deeper into finding your own niche specifically for you in day 2's video, so in tomorrow's video of this 10-part video series. So let's start first with Google and YouTube. Let me show you a really quick trick of how to find a niche that people are actually looking for that you could provide a product or a service to get paid in. So let's head over to Google and let's just think you want to start a hula hoop business. So we're going to go to Google and we're going to type in hula hoop. And apparently I can't spell, but that's okay. Have a look at the drop down here. Do you see how it comes up with suggestions? Now what this is actually information that Google has figured out what people are typing for as far as what are they looking for, what are they asking for. So hula hoop, doesn't give you much information. Walmart, clearly they're looking to see if there's a hula hoop available at Walmart. Not really something that's going to help you. A hula hoop exercise. This is something that people are looking for that could drive a really great amount of business to your business if you were going to create a course on hula hoop exercises. And you can see down here too, hula hoop weighted. That's a big thing right now, is to have weights in your hula hoop, so when you're doing your exercise you get more benefits out of it. There's also hula hoop crisps. Maybe that's a baking thing, so it gives you an idea of different things. And a little tip I'm going to give you here as a preview to tomorrow's video, when you type in hula hoop or whatever your main topic is, it could be baking, it could be golfing, it could be raising dogs or raising children. You put a space and then you type the letters of the alphabet. So A. Look, people are looking for hula hoop activities. Hula hoops for abs, so they clearly want to strengthen their abs, right? Hula hoop activities for toddlers, so like what area would it be? And then if we go back and we do B, hula hoop that benefits, or before and after. So again, there's a lot of weight loss things here and so on. And you'd go through the entire alphabet to get an idea of what people are already searching for. And another really great place to find this information is if we head over to YouTube and we type in hula hoop again. Hula hoop. I don't think I'm spelling it right, but that's okay. And again, you can see here the third one down, hula hoop workout, a Zumba lesson, dance, a tutorial on how to hula hoop, and so on. Weight loss is down here. So you can see it'll give you an idea. And the same thing goes here. If you press a space and you do A, then it will give you a hula hoop audition. So it'll give you more ideas. If we do B, for beginners, right? Before and after photos or experiences of what you were like before hula hooping, what you were like after hula hooping, and so on. So let's just choose, let's choose H. How to hula hoop, or hand tricks that you can do, or how to start hula hooping. So what this is doing is it's giving you an idea, first of all, of what people are actually looking for. So if there were no suggestions at all, then you'd know it's not really a market that people are looking for. So that will help you get some ideas of what kind of niche to go in. Okay, and then the next thing that we want to talk about here, so let me just close this, is we want to figure out what to sell. Do you want to sell something that's digital or physical or a service? Like, what is going to be the best medium for you to sell for your business? So let's see what's going to work best for you. So physical products, it's something that you produce, something that you package, you ship. So you're in charge of inventory and creating and all of that. Or you can use something that you set up through a drop shipping company like Shopify, for example, where the hula hoop is a great example, where you can either produce the hula hoop yourself and then sell it, or you can get a company like Shopify, and there are many others, and I'll go over more in the days coming up, where you could have the order go through to that company and they then ship. They make the product, they ship the product, and you just run your business. So that is one way of doing physical products without having a whole bunch of inventory for yourself. The next option is to do digital products. And this could be a service like a course. Digital products, they don't require any inventory, which is wonderful. They're a lot cheaper to create and to distribute because it's digital. It doesn't cost anything other than your time and effort when you first create it. It's easier to test with less initial cost because, of course, you want to test your market, which we'll talk about in a minute. And you don't want to be spending a ton of money on something you don't know is going to make you any money yet. All right, so then the next option is affiliate marketing. So to sell someone else's product and then you earn a commission, a thank you commission for the referral. And the really awesome thing about affiliate products is that there's no inventory, just like with digital products, and no administration. You don't have to deal with refunds, right? You just get the commission after the refund period is taken care of, and all you have to do is refer. So this is a really cool way to get started, especially if you're only just getting started with how to build an online business. Affiliate marketing is a great place to start. And we will go over more of that as we continue forward. Like I said here, it will go deeper into product ideas for your online business in day 3. Okay, so let's move on, and we're going to now have a look at how to validate your business, your product idea, to make sure that you're actually going to make money, that you're not going to put all this effort into something that's not going to make you money, okay? So we want to research blogs and Facebook groups and Amazon to see if people are actually buying the product. So when we did the research on YouTube and Google, we got an idea of what people are looking for, but we want to see if people are actually buying it. So if we head over to Amazon, all right, and then we type in hula hoop here. Now we're going to know that obviously a hula hoop is something that people are looking for, even if I spell it wrong. So you can see, oh my gosh, look at all the different versions of hula hoops here, right? So tons of different things. Definitely a market for it. But let's say you wanted to have a market for I just saw a baby down there. So let's say how to stop my, and see how it's coming up with suggestions just like Google and YouTube did? These are what people are searching for. How to stop my baby from crying. Crying. Gosh, my spelling is awful today. And you can see there are actually products out there, how to stop my baby from crying. Now, it's just something I happened to think of because I saw the baby on the other page and I'm a mom and I know what that was like. But you can see this validates the fact that there are already products. And if there are already products, that means somebody else has already done the research and not only figured out what people want, but they're already making sales. And you can validate this even further by, for example, here, 5-star ratings, 413 people have bothered to leave a review for this, right? So that shows you people are willing to buy and engage. This is a really good sign. So if you were in the business of stopping babies from crying, then you're welcome. All right, so let's move back over here to validating. The next step after you do your research, just to see if people are actually interested, looking for your product and buying your product, is to actually test your market to see if anybody is interested in your business idea, your product idea. And so we're going to dig deeper into how to actually do that using quizzes and different methods in day 4 of this course. So you definitely want to come back and make sure you watch day 4 to learn the specifics on how we're actually going to validate not only whether a product is already selling, but whether your product idea will sell as well. Okay, so let's move on to the next stage, which is building your website. If you want to have an online business, you need a place where people can come and find you. Now, you don't need a website straight from the get-go, but you are going to need one if you want your business to last, and you're going to need it fairly quickly. So what we want you to do is find the best website builder, or more specifically, a full online business platform to help you manage your business. So let's have a look here. So don't worry, I know it's a lot. I'll go through each piece and we'll dive deeper into this in day 5 because there are specific things that you really need to focus on. But we want to keep things simple, and I'll explain why in just a moment. And it has something to do with why I sound a little breathy. So I'll explain that in a second, what happened and why this is so important. Okay, so you want to find a website builder that is affordable. Right? You don't want to be spending a ton of money getting started on your online business. You need to start with minimum income going out and maximum income coming in. Okay, so even better if they let you get started at a lower level for free, where you get access to all of the pieces in the platform, but just a limited amount of the pieces, which makes sense, for free, so you can get started and generate sales before you upgrade to their pro level, which you'll eventually need to do because you're going to need to have the space capacity to take on all those sales and all those leads and build your email list. So it's a really great thing to get started for free, build, earn income, and then grow your business. So you want to find a website builder and online business platform that's going to let you get started for free. And you want it to be easy to use. You don't want to spend months just building your business, or building your website. You want to have something that is quick and up and ready to go to validate your business, to make sure you're getting those sales in. So we want something that's already has pre-made templates that you can use. Just drop and drag and fill in your details, and we can pretty it up later. We need to just get you started. All right. and you need it to be able to talk to all the pieces. So in online marketing, in your online business, you're going to need to have an email system. You're going to need to have a website builder, right, for the pages. You're going to need to have a sales cart platform. You're going to need to have a help desk of some sort. If you want to grow your business, you're going to need to have an affiliate platform. Like, there are all these other pieces that need to be part of your online business platform, but they need to talk to each other. And trust me, I spent years fighting with different platforms to try to get them to talk to each other that I nearly gave up. In 2016, I was almost ready to just quit and just give up. And I started in 2007. So you do not want to be in that position. So find a platform that already has all these pieces in it so they talk to each other. All right. And the only one that I have found so far that actually lets you get started for free, like there are a couple of good ones out there. There's, ClickFunnels, and there's Kartra. I actually use Kartra as well, but there is one platform, GrooveFunnels, that actually lets you get started for free, and their upgraded pro membership level that allows you to have more leads and more sales and more pages and all these things is the most affordable one that is out there, and it has the most tools. So it's pretty much a no-brainer, and I'm actually moving all of my stuff from Kartra over to Groove as we speak. So if you head over to groovewithamanda.com, then I actually have a special bonus for you. When you grab your free Groove account, then I'll give you a special bonus that's going to help you to drive free targeted traffic to your website. So feel free to go ahead and do that. And in day 5, I'm going to show you how to build a website. We're going to cover everything that you need, the specific pages that you need to actually get your business up and running and to be legally compliant. Very important. Okay, so we'll cover that in day 5. So now let's move on to the next one. The next step is we need to build your email list and your email list of leads and customers. So social marketing is all the rage right now, right? For generating leads for businesses online. However, you don't own your leads when you just rely on social media platforms. So like Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, like all these places where you can market your business and where you can start building up like your own pages, your own channels, and start building your following. You don't own them. You don't own them. And at any moment, those platforms could click one button and your entire business is wiped out. Trust me, I know this. And so you want to make sure that you are collecting emails, email addresses, and that you have them on your own list that you own, nobody else can get rid of, because platforms change, algorithms change, their terms and conditions change. You might be able to do one thing one day and the next day it's against their rules, and it could be something so simple, like maybe you weren't allowed to message 10 people at a time. Right? It could be so simple, but that little tiny bit that changed and you didn't know about it, boom, all of your leads gone, all of your followers gone. We're going to use, and don't worry, I'm going to show you how we're going to use social media to drive targeted, really hot buyers to your website, but we want to have control. We want to own our own email list, and this is huge. And if anybody has told you that email marketing is dead, they're wrong. It is the most effective, and we'll go more into that later. All right, so we're going to dive deep into how to actually build your email list, how to create what's called a lead magnet, which we'll talk about in just a moment, and so that you can really get your business up and started and running and making sales quicker. Okay, so let's go to the next level, which is we need to generate leads and traffic for your online business. Now, there are 2 ways of going about this. You can have paid traffic or you can have free traffic. I like free traffic, but paid traffic is great too, and there is a place for it. So let's have a look at paid traffic. Now, you can have traffic on YouTube, Facebook, Google, Instagram ads, and so on. You can actually, when you watch a YouTube video, at the beginning of the video, quite often you'll see a video ad or a little link ad, or throughout the video, you'll find little link ads or video ads. And those are ads that people pay for to have placed on those videos on YouTube. And then the YouTube channel owner gets paid a portion of that. So that's one way of doing ads. You could pay to have your business promoted in front of other people, which has its place. And we will dive deeper into this in day 7, because it definitely has its place where you can get highly targeted hot leads by using this method, but we don't want to start with it. We want to start with methods that are going to make you money and not cost you money. Really important. I want to get you started with your own online business that is successful so that you're excited and you keep going. So let's move over to free traffic. So yeah, it can cost you a lot of money and is incredibly effective when you're doing it right. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. So with free traffic, completely cost effective because, well, it's free. You can't get more cost effective than that. It can be difficult to master if you don't know what you're doing, but that's why you have me. I'm going to help you, guide you through what to do and what not to do, because trust me, I have done it all. All right, and it can be really easy to generate leads on autopilot, which is one of the passions that I have, is how to create an online business for you that generates passive income, passive leads, passive sales, so that you're doing the work one time and you're getting paid for it over and over again. And I will explain in just a moment again why I sound like this and why this is so important, not just to me, but to you. So we'll dive into that in just a moment. So here is an example. So first of all, YouTube is owned by Google. Okay, so Google is the largest search engine in the world. It is the main place people go to look up things, right? You've probably said, hey, Google, at some stage and asked for something. Now, because Google owns YouTube, it actually wants to promote YouTube videos because since it owns it and there are ads on it, it gets paid. Google likes to get paid. So it's going to promote YouTube videos first, above anything else. And you can see this when you do a quick search. You'll see that there will be a couple of ads, then there will be some YouTube suggestions, and then there will be a list of the websites and blogs and so on when you do a Google search. But the really cool part is that for now, and I don't know how long this will last, but for now we're going to take advantage of this. You can get your videos on YouTube placed on that first page of Google for free. So I'm going to teach you how to do that in this course as well a little bit later on. In day 7, we're going to go more into depth into how to do that, but it's really cool. And so yeah, I want to make sure that you have that advantage. And don't worry, you don't need to be on camera. You don't have to have your voice recorded. We're going to talk about all of the different ways that we can generate traffic for you. Okay, but I wanted you to know that because it is amazing. So yeah, we're going to dive deeper into how to do all of that in day 7. And now this is the part I really, really wanted you to know about. We need to create passive income for your online business. It is imperative that you create passive income for your business so that your business can run without you. It's not dependent on you. You do the work one time and then it runs on autopilot and you get paid month over month over month over and over again on autopilot. All right, now it doesn't mean no work at all. You're still going to need to manage things. There's still work involved, but it's going to take hours out of your day so that you don't have to be working hard, working those 60 plus hours a week, driving yourself crazy just to build an online business. Am I right? Am I right? Give me a like in the link below here and let me know that you're enjoying this video and that you find it valuable. I really hope you do. I am giving you everything I've got because I want you to succeed. So an example would be digital products, right? You create them one time and then you set them up in a sales funnel, which we'll go over into day 8. We'll talk more about sales funnels and what you need and how it works. But in short, a sales funnel is simply you have a lead magnet, a product that you give away for free in exchange for an email address. It pops them into your marketing funnel where you're then providing content, building know, like, trust, and then asking for the sale at the end of this funnel. So we'll talk more about that in day 8. But the reason this is so specifically important to me to share with you is because, as you can see here, my coma story. So in 2016, I actually ended up in a 3-week medically induced coma. From pneumonia, started with double lung pneumonia. It progressed to acute respiratory distress, which really just means my lungs failed. They were not working on their own, and I had to be medically induced. I had to be put on an intubator and I had to be paralyzed in order to transport me without killing me to a hospital that had an ICU. And it was supposed to just last for a couple of days, but I got worse and I developed this acute respiratory distress. My lungs failed and I ended up staying on the ventilator for 3 weeks before I finally woke up. Thank goodness I woke up because I was given about a 20% chance of survival. It is not high. It really makes you rethink life when you go through something like that. And as you can hear, it left me with a severe lung disability. My lungs have been damaged. The scarring is like crazy. I get easily tired, as you can hear. And so I could no longer work. And after months of rehab, I finally was strong enough to get back on my laptop, and I was shocked. I was absolutely blown away when I realized that during the hardest time of my life, when I was literally fighting for my life, I was still earning passive income. Income from something I set up years ago that was just coming in regardless of whether I was here, even if I'd never made it. It would still come in for my children. Now, it wasn't much. It was not enough to pay our bills, but the concept really, really hit me hard. All I needed to do was focus on creating more things with passive income until all our expenses were paid for, and then to keep growing it so we could enjoy our life and our time with our kids. And then it really hit me hard. This doesn't just happen to me. This could happen to you. This could happen to you. So I need to make sure that you understand the importance of creating passive income so that no matter what life throws at you, and life has a way of throwing a lot of things at us, that you are prepared to continually still earn income based on work that you did previously. And again, it doesn't mean no work at all. You still have to keep track of things, but the majority of the effort is taken care of for you. And that is huge. Anyway, that is my mission. That is why I am doing these videos. It's why I'm here to help you. And if that's something that resonates with you, please do give me a like below and let me know. Leave me a comment below if you've had life hit you hard and your reason for wanting to build passive income, because I do read every comment. I do try to answer every single comment. You mean a lot to me, and I really want you to succeed. So we're going to dive deeper into actually how to create this passive income using your product and some other amazing sales systems like membership sites and other things in day 8 of this course. All right, so let's move on. So the next thing is we need to now promote your business. So we've got 3 things that we're going to use for promoting your business. We're going to use a sales funnel, like I mentioned earlier, using a lead magnet, which I'll explain in just a moment. I'll show you some examples, and social media strategy to make this on autopilot for you. So a sales funnel, what you're going to need to create your sales funnel is you'll need an opt-in page or a landing page, and I'm going to show you a couple of examples in just a moment. And you're going to need a lead magnet, which we'll talk about what they can be in just a moment, and a thank you page. That's really all you need to get started for a funnel. Is you need a place where people go to, some reason that they give you an email address, and then a thank you page where you send them to either promote selling or buying your product or an affiliate product, but something like that. And I'm going to be teaching you this very simple sales funnel that gives tremendous success with very little effort in day 9. We're going to go really deep into it, and I'm going to show you some tricks, things that you need to know that'll make or break your website. And they're so simple, but if you don't know them, they're so easy to miss. So we're going to dive deep into that on day 9. And again, you're talking to somebody who's severely disabled, so making things easy is top priority for me. So I want to make it easy for you too. Okay, so before I show you, you can see it at the top here. I've got a couple examples to show you. Before I show you that, I want to just talk about what lead magnets could possibly be. So a lead magnet is something of value that you give in exchange for an email address. So you're giving it away for free to collect your leads, to build that know, like, and trust so that they're going to want to buy from you so that you can serve them better. All right. And lead magnets can be things like ebooks, checklists, it could be an email course like this one, or video lessons, quizzes, and so on. So I've got a couple of examples here for you. This is an opt-in landing page that I created for my mom. She wrote this book, Stolen Identity, and as her lead magnet, we give a preview. So the first 5 chapters of the book. And then if people are enjoying the book and they want to keep reading, then they purchase her book. So that's one way of doing a lead magnet. Another way is a quiz. So like I said, I helped parents raise money smart kids. So I have a quiz to find out how money savvy is their child to begin with. They can opt in for this, and then they can go through the quiz and see where they're at and what steps they need to take. This is a really great way to start your business as well, because then you're already categorizing your leads into what kind, like I have a teenager, I have a child, and you can market more specifically. So it's a really great technique. Or you can give an ebook. So here's one that I've got for, again, financial literacy for kids. So giving an allowance or not. Here's another one with 15 money making ideas for kids. But you can also do a video. This is a cartoon that I created teaching kids how to manage their money with the 6 magical piggy banks. These are, again, videos where they're pre-made mind movies, again, just to get kids in the right mindset. The idea here is just showing you that you can do quizzes, ebooks, videos, and here is for a checklist. This is actually a free masterclass that I did teaching people how to drive traffic to their YouTube channel and to get their YouTube videos listed on the first page. It's part of that bonus that I told you about. When you grab your Groove with Amanda free account, you're going to actually get this. So you're welcome. Trust me, even if you don't know what it is now, once you figure this out, once we go over this, you will say thank you, because this took me years to sort out. And you can see right here, I was doing okay by accident. And once I started working on this on purpose, I started making a lot of money on this video and getting a lot of good leads to my cake decorating, which was another business. And here's another idea. So this is a brand new one that I've just put together, and it's for goal setting and actually achieving them. And it's a 10-day email course. So just like the course that you're doing right now. So this is a simple opt-in page. And so I wanted just to give you a couple of ideas of those. All right. And so social media strategy. So this is the big takeaway for once we have your website up and running, once we have your product making sales, we need to generate this continuous lead traffic generation for your business, constantly bringing things in. And we're going to do what's called social media content strategy. And what we're going to do is we're going to create one main piece of content, whether that's once a week, once every 2 weeks, a couple of times a week, whatever is going to work for your schedule. For mine, it's probably a little slower than for yours. But the idea behind this is the content needs to be 95% pure value and 5% call to action, or CTA, where you're asking them for the sale, or you're asking them for the commitment, or to opt in for whatever that call to action is. But you want to give the majority pure value to build that know, like, trust. We like buying from people we like buying from people we trust. We want to empower their businesses and support their businesses because we like them, because they give us so much. That's what we want to create for you. That's what I'm creating with this course. I want to give you so much value that you'll maybe then want to learn from me in the future. I actually don't have a course at the moment to sell you, so you're welcome. You get this one for free. All right, so and then we're going to post your main content on your chosen main social media platform, whether that's YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, whatever is the platform that you're familiar with and you enjoy using. We're going to post your main content there, but we're also going to have set up different accounts on different platforms, and we're going to do small posts targeting them back to your main post. So if you have a YouTube video, then you'd go to Facebook and say, hey, I got this YouTube video. Anyway, there are specific strategies, and we will dive more and in depth into them in day 10, but I wanted just to give you a brief idea of how we're going to do this. And the beautiful thing is we're going to use specific platforms, which I'll talk about in day 10, that are search engines, so people can search and they will build evergreen marketing funnels for you. There are certain platforms that once it leaves the feed, you never see it again. So we want to focus on ones that are actually always going to be top of mind and in people's faces and presented to them as an option. So we want them to have your business top of mind. That's our goal. Okay, and so that's it for this. So in the 10-day course, we'll go more into depth into that. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice now. But your next steps, so for today and tomorrow. So for today, make sure that you've signed up for this 10-part course if you haven't already. There's a link in the description below where you can sign up. It's free. It's 10 days. We're going to walk through each of the steps that we talked about today in depth so that you're ready to start and build your own online business. The next piece of your homework is to go and grab your free Groove Funnels account. Again, you can use whatever platform you like. I have vetted it. I have tried it. I'm moving all of my stuff over because it's the most affordable and it has the most pieces of your online business puzzle that actually talk to each other. So go and check it out. This is the page. When you go to groovewithamanda.com, you'll go to their main page here and you can listen to Mike Filsaime. He's one of the co-owners. But these are some of the apps that you get access to for free, and then you get even more access in the pro version. So take a look at the pro. I definitely took the pro because I'm into big businesses, not little ones, but little is fine to get started. So you Groove Funnels, which replaces ClickFunnels, Groove Pages, which replaces Wix or Squarespace, Groove Mail, which replaces like ActiveCampaign, Groove Sell, which is like your Samcart or Infusionsoft, Groove Affiliate, which replaces ClickBank or Tap Affiliate, Groove Member, which is like Kajabi or Thinkific, Groove Video, which is like Vimeo or Voicea, Groove Cart, which is like Shopify or WooCommerce, the Groove Blog, which, oh my gosh, Groove Blog, so much easier than WordPress, and blogging is one of the strategies that we're going to have to focus on to help us build our website. So totally amazing, and it's the only platform I know of that actually has its own blog. So, and it's super simple, and it's set up to get ranked on the first page of Google. You'll love it. Automated webinars, GrooveStream, GrooveDesk, so Help Desk, Groove Survey, you can see it, a whole bunch of apps that you need. Now, you don't need all of these, but you're going to need a couple of these to get started, and as your business grows, you're going to need more and more, and it's so much better. It'll save you so much time, effort, and sanity to have them all actually talking to each other. So anyway, head over to groovewithamanda.com and you can have a look at this page and figure it out. And plus, as soon as you sign up, because you've gone through my link, I will send you access to that bonus that I was talking about to help drive free targeted leads to your website. Okay, and then the next thing is share this video. If you enjoyed this, if you found this helpful, please help me grow and help me fulfill my mission of empowering more entrepreneurs just like you with the ability to build their own online business. Plus, it's a really great strategy if you share this with a friend who also wants to learn how to build an online business, and then work together and be each other's accountability partners and go through each of the lessons together. So that's a tip from an entrepreneur who's been on the online world for over a decade and knows what works and what doesn't. And then tomorrow, so those are for today, and then tomorrow, here, I'll leave today's one open for you as well. Just simply look for your day 2 email, where we're going to go deep into figuring out your specific niche for your online business. That's going to be something you're excited about, something you're passionate about, something you have a natural talent for, something that you can literally talk about for hours on end, even if you don't talk. All right? That's my promise to you. So you can look for that tomorrow. Or if you're already ready to get started, you can head over here and I'll see you in day 2.